Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to tell you a quick story about my song Fireproof, which you can listen to on all streaming platforms starting July 31st. For many, many years, I ran at a very relentless pace. I mean, I burnt the wick at both ends, and to say that I was ambitious would be an understatement, And people would always say to me, like, how do you do it all? How do you have so much energy? And where does that come from? How do you not burn out? And, I always said, well, I guess like if you love what you do, like you can't burn out, And I'm sure a lot of people were just watching in the sidelines when the crash finally did happen for me. I went through a few things in life, a few life changes, but basically, one day I just woke up and the lights went out. And I think a lot of people mistake burnout with like, oh, you're just tired or you need a vacation or something. But like this was like, I lost my memories. I lost my skills. I couldn't do things I used to be able to do like in my sleep. And I thought, man, I must be really tired. I must really need a break. And I mean, first I thought it would be 3 months. Then I thought it would be 6 months. And then I was heading on a year and like my brain just wasn't working anymore. I thought I had maybe like early Alzheimer's or like it felt like amnesia. It was like, what is going on? And it was really scary because, as somebody that is always inspired and creative and usually really energetic and talks really fast and listens to all my podcasts at 2 times speed, most people don't know what to do with me. They're like, oh my God, you're a lot. And like, yeah, it's great. To have all that just shut off and go to nothing was probably the most existential thing that's ever happened to me in my life, because I really associated my value with my productivity and my creativity, right? So when you say, like, if you go, who am I if I can't produce or create? It caused like a major identity crisis and just kind of a breakdown, if I'm being honest. Like I disappeared hard for 3 years. But I started praying a lot and I started asking God, like, what do you want from my life? And the first thing that came back to me was how much I had like walked away from music to work on business and do a big girl job. And, I thought music was just a chapter of the past that I was supposed to move past and get into business and entrepreneurship and all these other things. And it turned out like that was not what my soul wanted. And so the first thing that happened is when the light came on is this song poured out, and it's called Fireproof. And I wrote it with a dear friend of mine named Blue Foley. And I wanted to tell you that backstory, and I want to play you some of the song right now. Do what you love, and you'll never work a day. When you know what you're doing, they just get in your way. So you work your fingers to the bone, and before you know, you're lost and all alone, going up in smoke. But everyone's yelling and telling you, don't stop now, you're on fire. So you drink the gasoline, 'cause you think that it's getting you higher. But the longer you burn, the shorter the fuse. And once you start to believe that it's true, it's a matter of time until you find you ain't fireproof. Thank you so much for following along on this journey. I've never had the vulnerability or the courage to share my real stories and my real truth before. I've been a professional musician for a long time, doing like work for hire stuff, but to be able to do an artist project where I'm just here to express and heal is such an honor and such a gift. And I just really value that you're on this journey with me. So until next time.